Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the review. Alrighty, we went through the basics, now let's check out what else the Nokia N900 has to offer. I'm a guy who enjoys the simple things in life. A good movie, a cold glass of beer, and the occasional new gadget to fiddle around with. The N900 definitely has that new gadget appeal. It feels fresh enough to keep me interested. But let's check out the software included on the device. So when you want access to the Programs menu, just tap on the icon on the upper edge of the screen. When you hit it once, you're shown the programs that are already open. I'll get to this feature a bit later, but now let's check out the apps. The application menu icons are pretty much the same as on the Symbian, which surprised me a little bit because not too big a fan of the Symbian icons. It's a matter of taste, of course, but if you have a screen that's capable of 16.7 million colors, why not use a bit more than just 5 of them? While the icons themselves are familiar, the programs themselves have changed a bit. The instant messaging program is now called the Nokia Conversations. And while we're here, let's type a quick message and take the keyboard out for a spin. The keyboard actually isn't half bad. The top row of the keys does feel a bit cramped, but typing is fast and precise. I haven't come across a device that beats a keyboard on the Touch Pro 2, but the keyboard on the N900 has a very similar feel to it. Overall, it's an okay keyboard. Not great, but okay. The email application on the N900 is actually pretty straightforward and functional. You can add several email accounts, which is always nice. I think I have about 5 active email accounts right now, so I need a very good system to keep them all in check. And I think the N900 provides this. The only thing that's really missing is a push email function. Okay, let's get into the more appealing features. The camera on the device is what I've come to expect from Nokia. It has pretty much all the functions of your average pocket camera, and it takes very good pictures in high light. Low light shots are a bit grainy, but better than I expected. And the flash does a very good job in smaller spaces. The Photos application has received a functional update. It's much better than the software on the N97, and flicking between pictures is now fast and easy. And as you can see, portrait mode is available in the Photos application. The MIMO 5 media player application is actually a 3-in-1 package deal. It consists of the music player, video player, and internet radio. The icons have a nice look, and it actually reminds me of the cross-media bar on the PS3 or PSP. The music player is pretty basic stuff. There's a nice catalog of cover art, and the interface seems pretty solid. The stereo speakers on the device are a bit mediocre. They don't produce a high enough volume, but thankfully the inner earbuds that came with the device are actually excellent, and the 32 GB of storage provides sufficient space for your music catalog. The video player on the device is actually a pleasant surprise. Not only is it very functional, it supports DivX, Xvid, and H.264, which makes the N900 a very capable media playing device. This kind of wide support is very rare for a built-in player, so I'm fairly impressed. The 3.5-inch display with its 16.7 million colors is very suitable for video playback, and the device's hardware is capable of handling bit rates up to 5 megabytes a second without skipping frames and losing sync of the audio. For the sake of comparison, the N97 had trouble handling bit rates that exceeded 2 megabytes a second. A new and very cool built-in app is the Internet Radio, where we find a nice selection of channels from around the world. It only takes a few seconds to connect to a channel, and the quality is actually not bad. The Internet Radio application seems to work almost perfectly, so it's a nice addition to the software lineup of the N900. Man, this song rocks. The Nokia OV Store is yet not available for the N900, which is a bit disappointing. But the device offers a variety of downloadable open source content through the MIMO application manager. It's not as varied a selection as what you find in the Android market, but there is an okay selection of games and applications. Alrighty, next is a feature that I've been getting a lot of questions about in advance. How is the Mozilla Browser? And yes, you heard correctly, the browser is based on the Mozilla platform, most commonly known for Firefox. The browser has Flash support and it handles videos nicely.
Hey guys, LP here from TechnoBuffalo and welcome back for another very exciting unboxing and review.
Loading times on the browser are, I'd say, equal to what I've seen on the Opera Mobile. Browsing even the heaviest of pages is very fast. But there is some boxing, meaning that it can't always handle the content that's been streamed in. But overall browsing speed feels solid. There's no lag when scrolling down the page, and it's precise and responsive. There's no multi-touch pinching because it's an old resistive screen, but you can zoom in by twirling your finger. But I kinda prefer the more masculine double tap, which seems to work okay. Multitasking is one of the more advertised features of the N900, and I'm fairly impressed at how it works. As I mentioned, when you hit the Applications tab on the desktop, you're first shown the open programs. Selecting between programs is as simple as it gets, and the N900 does it with impressive speed. Let's find out how the device handles multiple programs open in the background. Alrighty, we now have about 16 applications open, and the device is still treading along nicely. Some minor signs of slowdown, but that's expected, and I have to say it's pretty impressive for a handset. On the other hand, closing programs is a bit trickier. Hitting the small X's on the open applications icons can be a bit tricky with fat fingers like mine, so the stylus comes handy once again. But overall, multitasking is made simple and fast on the N900. Okay, before we wrap up this review, let's check out one of the more unadvertised features, the FM radio transmitter. The transmitter does what it's called. It transmits FM radio signals that you can pick up on any radio. So you can basically have music playing off your device and receive it, for example, on your car radio. So what you want to do is select the transmitting frequency and set the device to transmit, and then search for the correct frequency on the receiving end. In this case, my trusty old TouchBird 2. It's simple enough to set up and it seemed to work great, and as I mentioned, it works on any device. I was planning on doing a test on my own crappy car radio, but it was actually paralyzed by the cold, so I had to use the radio on a friend's car. Unfortunately, no, I don't have an 8-inch LCD panel in my own car. I wish I did. Maybe Nokia could sponsor me one. This FM radio transmitter is fantastic. But seriously, it is actually very good. It transmits up to 5 meters or 15 feet, and the sound quality is surprisingly good. It's a very handy wireless alternative if you don't have a Bluetooth-capable radio. But overall, I'm enjoying the N900 more than I like the N97, which I think did not have sufficient enough hardware. The ARM Cortex processor makes all the difference. The N900 is very fast in almost every aspect. The MIMO 5 interface was a pleasant surprise. It's not as flashy and elegant as, for example, the HTC Sense, but the MIMO 5 UI is very functional. Icons could be a bit more finger-friendly, but the overall experience is satisfactory. The biggest fault of the device is the lack of single-hand usability. But I recently found out that portrait mode will be added as an update in early spring 2010, so we'll see how that turns out. Even though it's not a perfect device, more a work in progress, the speed and functionality of the interface make the N900 a very solid handset, which I can definitely recommend checking out. And that's pretty much it for my review. Catch you later, LP signing out.